Hey guys, welcome to another reading. My name is Elizabeth with Mirror Dreams Tarot. Today we're just going to do pick a card reading, just general messages, whatever wants to come out, whatever your spirit guides want to shed light on for you. So I have three piles. Well, three different cards to choose from. Whatever card you resonate with, that's going to be your pile. So group number one is going to be this card, Watching Clouds. I'll give you a minute to just look at it. Group number two is going to be Fellow Travelers. I really like this card. It's pretty. I love all the different elements, the rainbow and, the bird. And okay, so Fellow Travelers for pile two, and group three is going to be this card, Overcoming Obstacles. So I will hold them up all at once. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Can you get them all? Can you see them all? Yeah, you can see them all. Okay. So group 1, 2, 3. And feel free to pause the video if you need to take just a minute to tune into your intuition and pick the card that's calling out to you. Alright, let's get started with number one. Did I have those held up right? Okay, let me do it again. I don't trust myself. I pulled them down weird, so yeah. These are the order. So 1 is Watching Clouds, 2 Fellow Travelers, 3 Overcoming Obstacles. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to start with 1. I'm going to put these to the side. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. I'm just going to go ahead and burn some sage. If you've seen my videos, you know that's what I like to do. I'm a creature of habit and of ritual. Go ahead and get my crown chakra so that I can clearly link up with your intuition. We can create this reading together, or our intuitions can merge to create this reading that makes sense to you, hopefully. My feet. Alright, and I saged before I even started the video, so, but I just like to do it on camera, you know. Let that burn. Okay, so, group 1, Watching Clouds. I feel like you've are being called to slow down, or either you have slowed down. You've taken that, you've been kind of forced into slowing down, and maybe you're not happy about it. Maybe you're like in your head wanting to be productive, but I feel like, you know, Spirit's really telling you like this is happening for a reason, and enjoy it. Like, you need to rest. You know, we all need time. Like, I know in this rat race of a society that we live in, where our self-worth is based upon how much we produce and how much we do, and you know, it can be hard to not judge yourself or berate yourself for needing to take that time off. But especially if you're like grieving something, if you're going through like anything, any kind of loss, breakup, something that's, you know, causing you to have like a breakdown, you know, causing your life to shake up in any way, you know, and you just don't feel capable of the things that you feel like you should be, you know, day-to-day tasks, going to work, whatever, you know, this is really a call from Spirit saying like it's okay to slow down. Yeah, it's okay to slow down and take that time to just do nothing, just be in nature and just enjoy the things around you. I have a hard time with that too. So this could be for me as well. I don't have the rest of your cards yet though, so I don't know. Alright, so we got that. And you know, there may be some more messages that come through about this card with your tarot. So let's start with your tarot. What deck is calling me? This one. I'm using the Santa Muerta deck. I love it. It is such a beautiful deck. I know it's more of a Halloween-y, you know, that kind of a fall type vibe, but I got called to take it out last night and put it on my table for choices of cards, so I did it, and I didn't use it last night when I did a reading, but I guess it was for a reason that Spirit wanted me to bring it out, because I feel called to use it for you guys. So, alright. Spirit guides, ancestors, my guides, group 1's guides, what messages do you have for group 1 today? What does group 1 need to know about their situation, circumstance? Today. What do they need to know today? So I had 3 come out. Do I want to take... You know what? I'm going to put them back in and shuffle, and then if they want to come out, they'll come out. Nope. There's something. 9 of Swords reverse. Okay, shuffle one more time. What does group 1 need to hear today? The Hierophant reversed. Eight of Swords. Alright, I'm just going to start there for the moment. On the bottom of the deck right now you have Five of Wands. So yeah, I feel like you're feeling stuck. You're feeling trapped. You're feeling exhausted, burnout. And you don't know how to get out of the situation that you feel stuck in. Maybe like in a traditional career, something that you're used to, that you're always been doing, or that your maybe family expects you to do, that is not resonating with you, and you just feel stuck and trapped, and it's constantly on your mind, but you're trying to distract yourself from acknowledging that you need this rest, that you need to take time off for yourself, because that's just not the way, it's done around you. Like, you're probably afraid of what others will say, how others will react. This Five of Wands, he's battling a bunch of different people around him. It's like 1 against 4, and he's tired and worn out and in the middle of like a battle. And it's an internal battle within yourself. So yeah, I feel like that you need to take the time off, but you don't know how to go about it. You don't know what that's going to look like. You don't know how to step out of the situation you're in without it affecting negatively maybe some other aspects of your life or some other relationships. Alright, let's pull some more tarot. I'm going to shuffle again. Three of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups. Yeah. You're stuck in this situation, but what you want is even like elusive to you. Like, you don't know how to get it. It's mysterious. Three of Pentacles is all about bringing the intangible or the spiritual into the physical, like manifesting. It's mystery. So I feel like to get what you want, it's an elusive thing to you. You don't know how to move out of this situation in order to get what you want to create, which is, a new beginning, a rebirth of passion, an emotional stability, fulfillment, being able to have your cup filled so you can offer it to someone else. You're maybe right now at the moment you're feeling drained and you just don't know how to get to that place where you want to be, but it's really all about taking that rest. Spirit is telling you, and I know you might have responsibilities going on where it's just not feasible to take a rest, and that's what this Eight of Swords is about, in this Hierophant reverse. You feel like you have got to do this, whatever it is, you feel like there's no way out. But the interesting thing about the Eight of Swords is, in the traditional Rider-Waite, there are swords around her, and she's blindfolded, right? But there's nothing in front of her. There's nothing keeping her locked in. She just thinks she's locked in. So it could be shifting a mindset. It could just be you don't have to change your life drastically. It's doing a little bit each day. Taking a time for yourself to not let yourself worry. Set a timer for 5 minutes and be okay, I'm not going to worry about anything. And anytime those thoughts come up, you don't have to be good at meditation. I suck at meditation, but this practice really does help me. Setting a timer and just literally go outside and watch the clouds, if that's what's going to be. Go outside and I don't know, count the number of different trees that there are, or the different kinds of flowers that are around, or how the different colored cars that go by. Something that's gonna take you out of this worry, of this distress of, oh, I gotta figure something out, I'm so unhappy right now, but I gotta figure something out, but I can't leave. I've been there. And I really feel like self-care is the most important thing when it comes to getting answers as to how to better your situation, how to move out of a situation you don't want to be in, and how to create something that you do want to live for, or build a life around, or share with the others in your life, something that's going to fulfill you. And it just start. Don't overwhelm yourself by thinking, give yourself 5 minutes where you're not catastrophizing and miserable, and just look at the clouds and try to practice gratitude for the moment. Just say, I'm not going to worry for 5 minutes, and then after these 5 minutes are up, I can worry about whatever. But 5 minutes, and it'll grow from there. And it's not going to be fast. It's going to take time, and it's going to take time to even be able to get to that place where you're able to sit there without worrying. But try to be conscious of those thoughts that come up and be like, nope, I'm not going to worry about this right now. I have plenty of time to worry about this later. Right now, I'm sitting outside, I'm watching the clouds, I'm looking at this beautiful, gardenia bush or whatever it is, or lake, or shoreline at the beach. Like, I'm here, and I have plenty of time to worry about it, but right now I'm gonna let myself off the hook. Give yourself that, and if you make that a daily practice, it will grow. It'll permeate into all the different aspects of your life, and you'll be able to eventually be conscious of every time you're engaging in negative self-talk, and practice shutting it down, right? So, okay. And I learned that from an actual therapist, and it works. So, set a timer, 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be meditation. It's nothing to do. There's no right or wrong. That's what gets me with meditation. I'm like, am I doing it right? And that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, I can't just focus on my breath. Like, there are thoughts. So it's okay to focus on thoughts, but direct your thoughts to something outside of you. Something that's beautiful to you, that makes you feel uplifted, and focus on something that makes you feel that way for 5 minutes. And anytime those thoughts creep in, just say, nope. I'll worry about that when my timer goes off. So, alright. 6 of Swords. Ooh. Okay, well. 7 of Cups reversed. High Priestess. So one more for the road. Oh, well, alright. 8 of Cups. Alright. And let's cut the deck. Let's see what's on the bottom here. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Okay. So, both the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Cups are about leaving something behind. Walking away from something that isn't serving you, towards something new, a new opportunity that might be scary and might not. It might not be what fulfills you, but it's better than staying trapped to something that is destructive and is making you miserable, right? So, and that doesn't mean necessarily making a big move. This, with the Swords, I feel like it's more of a thought pattern type of thing, or being aware of the way you communicate and changing that, so to be able to be, instead of on this, feeling like you're on this lone island by yourself where nobody understands you, you're not on the same page with anybody, you're able to maybe open up your throat chakra and communicate clearly and clearly and not bluntly, because that bluntly sounds like an asshole, but there's nothing wrong with being blunt, but you're able to communicate clearly, but also be aware of the way you communicate, so that maybe you respond instead of react. So, right, like looking at your thought patterns, your patterns of communication, in order to get to a way of being that is not confrontational with someone you're in a relationship with. Even if you're not meaning to be confrontational, sometimes we just have these, especially, we just have these patterns, especially like with really close relationships. Even if we try to be aware, it's easy to fall into these patterns and get triggered so easily. And, lose that way of being. I do it all the time with my brother. That is the and my dad. Sometimes my mom, but not as much. But those are probably the two people, like, your family. It's easy to fall back in those patterns, even if you're aware that it's an unhealthy pattern and you're participating in it. And, it's just, and it's not going to change overnight, so it's just becoming like aware of it. And maybe if you need to take a step back, or, be aware, like if somebody's saying something that's triggering you and trying to evoke a reaction of you, because that's what they're used to. They're used to that. That's you guys' dynamic. Maybe even though it's like so hard and you want to like react, and they might be wrong. They might be in the wrong with the way they're coming at you. Take it with a grain of salt and just know in yourself, this person is doing this from an unconscious place, and just be aware of that. I mean, if you feel like you need to say what you need to say, don't hold back, but be concise and be honest with with yourself and with the other person, with your words. So even if it's, you feel like you need to say something harsh, don't let the emotional turmoil from the past traumas and past interactions and arguments influence the way you respond to them now, right? So that could be something, just leaving a thought pattern or a way of communication behind, in order to be more aware of yourself, and in order to create conscious, healthy relationships with other people. This may be learning how to assert boundaries and standing your ground, even if it's not taken well by someone else, or someone else is telling you that, like, you don't have to believe that. Like, you can stay in your center and be and have integrity with it, with the way you express it, and don't let the fact that if they get triggered by you asserting boundaries, or don't let that make you feel selfish or guilty, or don't react back in that manner. Just say, okay, well, I understand, but still, this is what I need from you if you want to continue to see or speak to me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to distance myself from you. Or, or it could be also moving away from a situation that isn't good for your mental health. Like with this Nine of Swords reversed here, you're trying to ignore something that's on your mind that's really taking a toll on your mental body, draining your mental energy, maybe making it hard to connect with your intuition, and because you have so many people maybe giving you opinions on what you should do, and you're not really centered in yourself, and that makes it really hard. You feel like scattered everywhere, and you feel like you need to make a choice, but you literally have no idea where to go from here, what's gonna give you this fulfillment and this sense of passion that you are desiring. Seven of Swords is definitely about speaking your truth and not keeping it all in, and also it's a card of isolating yourself and not accepting help, or not feeling worthy enough to ask for help, or feeling self-conscious about that, or feeling like maybe you don't want to let anybody know how you're feeling because you feel like maybe it's weak. Maybe you'll be seen of as weak. And I resonate with this so much, Pile 1, honestly. And I will tell you, therapy is a fucking lifesaver. And I am so glad I started going to therapy earlier this year because it's hard to find a therapist you connect with right off the bat, but I was so lucky. The first time, I saw her, I had an instant, I felt instantly comfortable. She is great at like talking me down. She's available. If I text her and I'm like, I'm feeling really anxious today, she gets back to me. She's great. So there are good therapists out there. And I don't know what kind of insurance you guys have, but there's also, I believe there's like no, not Keen. I'll have to look up the online like virtual therapy site, and I will link it below, because if you don't feel like you can go to anyone in your family that's gonna bring you comfort or peace, and is just gonna make you still feel in this energy, therapy's the way to go, man. Yeah. So this reading was a little long. I hope I wasn't too confusing, because I know I'm everywhere sometimes, but I hope that you guys got something out of it, and yeah, taking that 5 minutes a day to set that time aside to not worry, not say mean things about yourself, and don't judge yourself if those things come up. Right? Just let yourself off the hook for 5 minutes and be like, nope, we can go back to doing that. We have all day to do that, right? Let's be in this moment right now, and that's going to help connect you with your intuition. And I really feel like with this High Priestess coming out, you really do have a deep wisdom, and a very like loving nature that you want to share with the world, and find someone to share it with that's meaningful, and find some kind of passion that can, instead of continually draining it, fill your cup, so yeah, the advice from Spirit, lie back, rest, and relax. Even if you don't feel like you have time, you have 5 minutes. Think about the 5 minutes you waste on Instagram or whatever, or TikTok. Just take 5 minutes to go outside and look at the clouds. And count them if you need to. Look at all the different flowers. Try to count the birds as they go by. Anything to get you out of that space of, I feel trapped. I don't know what I'm going to do. I am such, a failure, or whatever it is, or I wish I could just do this, but there's no way. And I really feel like then the more you do this, the more the High Priestess, the stronger your intuition is going to get, and the more effortless it will be to be able to come into alignment with that is for you and will fulfill you, and you won't have to think about it. It'll just be a flow, you'll just be in that flow of life. So, yeah. Alright, good reading, pile 1. Thanks if you stuck with me the whole time. I hope it wasn't super confusing. I appreciate you guys if you watched. I hope it resonated. Did I already say that? If, at the very least, I hope it gave you brought you a little peace and a little hope. Yeah. And I hope to see you guys at my next reading. Also, I am offering private readings, personal readings, so if you resonate with my energy, you can find my email in the description, and I will get back to you within a day. I have a really quick turnaround rate, so yeah, if you need if you have a burning question or something going on that you really need an answer for, yeah, email's in the description and we can work out a time. So again, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure reading your cards. I hope you got something out of it. If not, maybe choose another pile or a different reading. But until next time, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you then. Thanks. Alright, pile 2. We got the Fellow Travelers card. I'm trying to get it good. It is a peacock with a rainbow, and it almost looks like the Two of Wands on the Rider-Waite, where he's just he's got the staff and he's just staring out over the land. And the bottom of the card says support is all around you. So maybe somebody's spirit animal is a peacock or some type of bird. I'm getting a strong fae vibe too, just with the rainbow. I don't know why, and all the colors and I don't know why. So if you are drawn to fairies, if you work with fairy elementals, this could be a message from them for you. But in any case, with whatever spirits, your team, your spiritual guides, your spirits you work with, your ancestors, I feel like this is a card just reminding you that you're not alone in this journey, that they they're helping to guide you. They're intervening on your behalf. They, even if you don't feel them during certain times, during difficult times, you're like, what the fuck, where I can't feel you guys, where are y'all when I need you, you know, like, they're telling you, you know, they're there, and they're watching, and you are supported, and you're held, and, you know, they're helping you transmute any kind of pain you're feeling. You know, trauma stored in the body. You have 7 generations worth of trauma going back in your body right now. If you're doing this conscious work, this self-realization work on this spiritual journey of you know, if you're on an ascension path, on a Kundalini awakening path, working with plant medicines to raise your consciousness, you're not only transmuting your personal pain from this lifetime and previous lifetimes that never got resolved, you are also transmuting 7 generations worth of trauma from your ancestors passed down. That's a lot. And I feel like they just want to remind you that they know it's not easy, and it's a really, you know, brave thing for a soul to do, to come down here and do it this time. And I feel like they want me to tell you that they're grateful for you, and that you might not feel like you're doing anything maybe worthwhile or purposeful, but they want you to know that you are. Just by doing this work, you are not only healing your family lines, you know, all of them, so much trauma. Like, okay, so let's go back 7 generations. So let's see, you got your mom and dad, you got each of their moms and dads, so that's 4, that's 6, that's 6 people's trauma already, just 2 generations. And you keep doubling that. You are transmuting so many people's trauma. It is not easy. It is not an easy job. And they want to acknowledge that. Okay. So, with that being said, let's see what Spirit has to say through the cards. Oh, did I even light my sage? What is wrong with me? How could I forget that? I never forget that sage. Alright, well, before we do the tarot cards, and my lighter's gonna go out. Sage my crown and my third eye so it's easy, and my throat because I get tongue-tied a lot. If you've watched my videos, you know that. Sage, yeah, my third eye and crown so that my intuition and your intuition can merge, and I can give you a clear, accurate, hopefully helpful, not confusing reading. Okay, so what deck do I want to use? Oh, let me sage all the cards just real quick. Spirits, my spirit guides, group 2 spirit guides, spirit team, ancestors, please let these messages come out clear. So, in a way to benefit group 2, give them messages that will be most helpful for them to hear at this time. I'm sorry, I know it's not the most exciting thing watching me shuffle the deck, and I'm not that entertaining because I'm usually quiet while doing it, but I just like to do it on camera. I like for you guys to see me do it. It's just one of my things, like I've said multiple times before. I just want you guys to know that I give a shit and that I'm doing my best to make sure y'all get a reading, an accurate reading, or a reading that you resonate with. Alright, nothing's coming out, so we're just going to cut the deck. The Empress, Page of Wands reversed, Ace of Cups reversed. Alright, bottom of the deck, Three of Cups. Okay, so right away with the Empress as your very first card, I feel like whether you're, male, female, whatever you identify as non-binary, you're very Venus, I don't know how, Venusian, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've a very Venus type energy, very elegant, very artistic, very attractive, to look at. And not only that, but just the way your mannerisms, the way you carry yourself is very soft and like inviting and calming. I feel like you have a calming presence. And I feel like you're very connected to nature. And you could be an artist. You definitely enjoy all the beautiful things of life, like any type of art, any type of creation that someone has put themselves and their heart into, right? Like, so that could be from music to dance to to paintings, to sculpture, to even non-traditional types of art, anything that someone's put their soul into, I feel like you appreciate. And I feel like that is a quality that people notice about you, and that is a big part of who you are. And I feel like you feel very connected to nature. You know, nature's the ultimate creation, right? It's just no beauty is lost on you. And I think your spirit guides just want to remind you of that, your ancestors. It's like when you're feeling low, like, and you're maybe judging yourself for things, for your perceived flaws or imperfections, you know, I feel like they want to remind you that those things aren't who you are, that this is who you are at your core. You are someone who notices not just the beauty in things, but the beauty in others. And that in itself is a beautiful, rare quality. Like you really, you take notice of maybe things about people, or the things that people do that they might not think of as special, or they might, disregard, or, maybe not feel noticed. But when you come along and express, your admiration for it, or that you notice it, and or that it is a noticeable and interesting, or quality that you admire about them, it brings a little light to their day. It does make a difference, and that's who you are. It's gonna make me cry. And I feel like, they want to remind you that is who you're seen as. That's your defining quality. That is your overall encompassing trait. And any and all your mistakes are second to that. That can't touch a candle. Any of the negative things you perceive you did, or your imperfections, can't dim this light that you have that shines so brightly, that make other people, it's a quality that makes other people feel important and seen and worthy. You might not think, it might just be you, and you might just go through it, and you might not even realize it's a big deal that you do that. But when you do that, your light, it's such a bright, you carry such a brightness, such a giving, loving nature, that when it's given to people, that is mostly, oh, my kitty's jumped on the table, sorry. That is how people see you and look at you. that is who you are. Okay, that got me choked up, so. Sorry, my mom was at the door. I feel anytime I do a reading, it never fails. I get a phone call or my mom tries to walk in the door. And it can be any random time of the day. And if I don't do it, she won't. But if I'm doing a tarot reading, it happens. So I need to just start getting in the habit of texting her and letting her know. Anyways, wow, it's just beautiful energy, you guys. Group 2 that you exude, and yeah, your ancestors really want you to know that you're a bright light and you're important. Even if you don't feel, even if it's like, you don't notice that about you. It's just who you are. And that's the message, is like, you don't have to be or do anything. It's just who you are. It's just who you are. Your light shines so bright that you don't have to, there's nothing else. It's effortless for you to spread love and light and lift the vibration. It's just who you are. So the Page of Wands reversed and the Ace of Cups reversed. I feel like you might be, this Ace of Cups reversed, maybe feeling taken advantage of a little bit by, because when you do have a personality like this, it's easy to be taken advantage of, and you can attract people that, even if they consciously aren't aware of it, they are subconsciously, they're drawn to how bright your light is because they feel so deficient in there. They don't, you're like what they want, and they feel like they don't have. So they attach themselves to you and siphon your energy, and I'm sure you've been around those people and you just feel drained. They just drain you. And sometimes it is conscious, and you can get attached to people that are very manipulative and drain your energy and get into a toxic relationship. Like, I'm an empath, and I, just feel like before being in an abusive relationship, just thought I was naive, and I was just didn't understand how people could have such ill intentions or be so manipulative and not care about another person. I just, and I still have trouble computing that, right? It still doesn't click for me, but I'm aware that they're out there, and at least now I know what it looks like in the warning signs, right? But I do feel like your cup is drained. Or you're feeling maybe like you have nothing to offer, no love to offer right now, or you're not worthy right now of receiving love. And this Page of Wands reversed, maybe because maybe every relationship or romantic thing that starts to happen that you maybe start to feel a little passion for, it never gets past like the beginning stages, and you're left wondering why, or it's always superficial, and you're being your, authentic, loving, giving, compassionate self, and that's all you want, is to give and receive love, but it's just not happening for you. Alright, let's get some more cards. Oh guys, I'm sorry, I'm keeping you a long time. This is going to be a long one today. Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you want someone to build with, to reciprocate all that you have to give, and to be equal partners, to give this love to nurture, to channel that energy into, that will be reciprocated, that is not going to drain you, and that's not just going to be another waste of time, waste of hope, another letdown. You want to love somebody. Yeah, Five of Cups, you're afraid of You're afraid of maybe coming on too strong and messing something up. But if they're the right person for you, they're going to appreciate all the love you have to give. It's your light's not going to be too much for them. I mean, of course, start off slow. Don't, that goes without saying. But I feel like you are cautious with this Page of Wands reversed, and this Ace of Cups reversed. I feel like you are cautious now because of all the kind of disappointment that you've been through in relationships. You're like very cautious and slow and very hyper aware maybe of any red flags that could be, because you don't want something to go wrong. You don't want to fall in love and then something go wrong with it and you be left with maybe what you started with. But I also feel like this Five of Cups is saying that you're focusing right now a lot on what you have lost in the past, and that feeling of loss, and that feeling of your hope being crushed, and your maybe it's shaken or caused you to question your belief in love, or if there even is somebody out there for you. And I've been there. It's like, why are you putting us through all this shit? Like, okay, I've been doing my fucking work, right? And for what? Like, I'm aware of my patterns, but not everybody. That's bullshit to think you have to be perfectly healed and completely at peace and enlightened in order to find a compatible or happy partner or have a healthy relationship. Nobody on earth is fucking healed. Nobody is enlightened. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what they're selling you. These, and I'm a spiritual person. I'm new age to an extent, but I don't buy into all that shit that they peddle. You know what I mean? Because that's not empowering you, right? It's making you feel like something's wrong with you, so you will buy their product to fix you. To then, telling you it's all your fault. Like, no, yeah, some of it might be your fault. Like, But you have to look at it. It's not because you need this program to go through this program, pay $5,000 for to, and then you're going to be completely healed and attract a healthy, loving relationship that you're compatible with somebody. No. And I feel like we've been so, those of us in the spiritual community have, that message has been beaten into our minds like so many times. We hear it over and over. If you're like looking for spiritual talks, like I just feel like it's such a toxic part of the spiritual community, and really not empowering or helpful at all, because to me, what I want in a relationship is someone who, first of all, I want to be aware. I do want to be aware. Self-awareness is key. Self-awareness of your patterns that aren't that healthy, your attachment style, that's a good one to be aware of, your partner's attachment style, why certain things trigger you. All that is important, to be self-aware, right? To look at your past relationships. Okay, what was me? What was them? Why did I react this way? Why didn't I see that as a red flag? Or why did I dismiss this toxic behavior in him? You know, it's just looking at that. It's not being completely healed from it. Being in a healthy relationship is finding someone compatible that is also trying to become on the path to self-awareness and trying to better themselves. Right? It's not about being completely healed or completely loving yourself. No, you find someone that's willing to grow with you together, and you guys do that for each other together. Yeah, anyways, that has been my journey, inner journey this year, of like realizing, I don't want to talk too much about me, but I felt like that might have been helpful to some of you. Yeah, I feel like also, okay, so with this Five of Cups, some of you guys are so focused on these past relationships and like maybe what you did wrong, maybe judging yourself, going over and over it in your mind, just ruminating on it, and you're not paying attention to what you have, what you still have. You still have the ability to love, even if it's hard to believe. In love right now, even if it has hurt you, you have this knowledge, this new self-awareness from these past relationships that have failed, that of what you don't want in a partner and who you don't want to be, or what the things that you need to take a look at in yourself and say, why do I do this? What is it that I value in a partner? What do I need from a partner? Why is that? You know, you have that now because of these things that were lost. You you have the ability to look at it, but you're not paying attention to it. Yeah, with this Queen of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you're not giving yourself the credit you deserve for just how powerful and abundant when it comes to love and having a healing nature. Being able to connect with others. I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit for your beauty and the gifts that you possess as a human. I feel like you just dismiss things that are really very special to you and are given to you, or that you have because it's part of what your purpose is on this planet, which is to teach people how to be nurturing and loving and giving. And to show that there's no limit when it comes to being abundant in love and in compassion and tenderness and care for not just for people but for the earth and animals and the plants, the ground you walk on, you take for granted that I feel like you're not aware, or you just dismiss that calming energy about yourself that so many people appreciate about you and gravitate towards you because of that. And how tuned in you are to nature and to with the Empress too, just being in flow with nature, like teaching people, showing people that that's real, that's not fantasy, it's just part of who you are. And I feel like a lot of times people can't put their finger on it, on why exactly they're drawn to you, but that's a lot of it, is like your light just shines so bright, and you're just so, you have such a calming presence, and you're so intuitive when it comes to people's needs, like what they need to hear, if they're upset, if they need comforting, or if they need to just be left alone, and just like a kind word, like you're very you're able to effortlessly read and accommodate the needs of others, sometimes without them even asking, which can be a detriment to you because you've always done it. That's just how you've survived. That's why you attract people that drain your cup. Right? And that's why it's hard to, maybe you've had a lot of these instances where it's just hard to feel hopeful, that there's somebody that will give you everything you want to give to them, Alright, so we're going to pull a couple more cards. This reading is super long because I really feel like I resonate with this reading a lot. When I do that, I try my best to be objective, read the cards from an objective place, an intuitive place that has nothing to do with me, but I'm not saying all of this. It's not the whole reading, but a lot of the reading. It's similar to some things I've been through and how I have felt about love in the past, and energy vampires, like narcissists latching onto me, Okay, so the moon reversed, 10 of Wands reversed, Ten of Cups. And the Emperor. What do we have on the bottom of the deck? Seven of Swords. Yeah, maybe you feel like you can't trust anybody with the Seven of Swords. And so I definitely relate to that. Maybe you feel like sometimes you come off too much as this, and your kindness, your kindness gets taken advantage of. You've gotten to the point where you can see that, like, it's happened one too many times. So you feel like the best way to cope with it is to wear a mask and do things on your own, not be vulnerable, not let people see you need help, like, because the help being offered could come with, like, a sinister agenda or something. Like, it might not be just because you are that person. You're questioning everybody now, and it's hard to trust, right? Yep, and Seven of Wands underneath that. So you really feel like you're, like, in fighting an internal battle. Between your heart, your mind, and passion, and your passion, or the ability to feel passion. The Moon reversed, Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah, so looking at some of this past stuff, it feels like a burden. Acknowledging, like, the fact that you might have been a little naive in a situation, or feeling like somebody taking advantage of you was your fault, because you should have seen it, you should have recognized it, and you feel, it makes you feel weak, or makes you want to reject that part of yourself that is who you are, just wants to just share and love and be loved, right? Yeah, so you're trying to avoid, I feel like a lot of stuff's coming up, but you're trying to distract yourself. Because it's painful to, like, look at that, be like, that's who I am, but I also feel like that is something that got me into this situation where now I feel powerless and pathetic, and I don't want to be seen as that. But this, not trying to avoid this and distract yourself from this, and wear a mask with yourself, denying, not looking at that part of yourself because you might be ashamed of it. Because you want to be seen as strong. That's keeping you from what you want, what you desire, which is emotional contentment, fulfillment, reciprocity, the ability to share your love, fill up each other's cups, the opportunity to build a life based on all this love that you hold inside yourself, and you have to give, avoiding going through this, the burden of, looking at all these things that aren't fun to look at. It's keeping you from that. That's on the other side of this stuff. Oh, how funny, how cute. I didn't even notice until just now. Okay. The first card I pulled was the Empress, right? The last card is the Emperor. That's so cute. It's keeping you. It's on the other side. What you want to share with somebody, that closeness, that feeling of deep connection, of feeling so much love for another person, becoming one with another person, someone reciprocating what you have to give, and you guys balancing each other out. Whatever you want to call it, whatever, if you want to go by twin flame, it is twin flame energy, but it's energy, right? Energy flows. I'm going to be honest, I'm very confused about the twin flame journey at the moment. I get so many conflicting messages, but take what resonates. I do believe in soul connections, in soul bindings, in soul ties, that you're so close. You spend other lives on other planets with them, and you decide to come here to meet together. I do believe in that. If that's what you have chosen for this life, if that is what your desire for this life is to connect with somebody on that level, I do believe that is there for you, and that is not just possibility, but that's going to actualize for you, as long as you keep doing the work. If that is your desire, like that is for you. But yeah, you're trying to hide this about yourself and not come across as like trying to protect yourself from these things again. And this by trying to wear a mask and not and control the way people see you so that you don't come off as what other people might perceive as weak or naive to take advantage of. It's like a target. You're also denying your power because this queen is very powerful. Look at her. She is in her power. So by doing that, you're giving these people power over you. And that is also something that is keeping you from this, from what you deserve and what you desire. That's already yours. Yeah. This is yours. This is already yours. Just like I said, like, this is who you are. It's effortless. It's just who you are. You don't even think about it. You have to think about wearing the mask, right? Like, because of protecting yourself. This is just who you are. And you can be who you are, but also carry a consciousness of discernment, right? For people and being aware of like, oh, this person's not good for me. They're trying to take advantage of me. They're trying to manipulate me right now. I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to be hateful toward them, but I'm just not going to let it affect me because it's all about them, right? And I know that's hard to do, and it's hard to say no when you're such a caring, like, loving person, but be in that queen energy that you know, she's nurturing and compassionate, but she's also not one to bullshit with, right? So don't give your power away by feeling like you need to wear a mask to fit inside this world that's gonna take advantage of you just because you're you. And you're gonna go through this. I know it feels heavy, but stop trying to avoid it and go through it. Oh, remember I said, like, at the beginning, some kind of bird might be somebody's spirit animal, and then we get an owl here on the moon. That's cute. So yeah, it's going to be heavy for a while, and it might take a while to get your faith back, but this is yours. This is already yours. You know, nobody can take that take away what's meant for you. As long as you're true to yourself and you do the shadow work, to let go of what's keeping you from it, to let go of what's holding you back and keeping you from shining your light as brightly as you can and as brightly as you're meant to. Okay? That's so cute. I can't get over how the Empress was the first card and the Emperor is the last card. I love it. I love it. I feel really good after this reading. Sometimes I put off doing pick a card readings because sometimes afterwards I just feel, sometimes the energy is very intense. I'm sure I've said it before, but I'm glad I chose to do these today because the last one was good. This one, it's such a beautiful, I just feel, I feel your ancestor. I feel my ancestors. I feel supported and loved, and like, and that is what is surrounding you too. So I'm sending you, if you don't feel it, I'm sending you that energy, the ability to tap into that, to tap into your field that can be merged or is able to merge with your ancestors, to help guide you through this process of unearthing and reprogramming, subconscious beliefs, keeping you from what is yours, keeping you from, your other half. And this is non-gender specific, so this is just, I see you as this and your other half as this. But it can go both ways. Like, you're just like the more nurturing, calm, easy energy, and this is the more active, balancing energy to that. So what a sweet reading, and I know it was super long, so I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't get confusing, and I hope I didn't talk about myself too much, but whenever I do readings like this that I relate to, I really like to not give advice necessarily, just share my experience with my thought process and what has helped me along my path, and anyways, okay, before I keep you any longer, thanks so much. It was a pleasure reading your cards, really. I really appreciate you guys, especially if you stuck with me all this time. Like I said, I hope I wasn't too all over the place and confusing, because I know I can do that. I am doing personal readings, so if you would like to book a personal reading with me, if you resonate with my energy and want something more in depth, I have a really quick turnaround time. I'll get back to you within a day. My email is in the description box below, and you can contact me and we'll go through from there. I'll let you guys know like the different things I offer. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, pile 2. Well, that was a really uplifting reading. I keep doing what you're doing, because you're supported in the spiritual world, and you're doing the work, and it's not lost on those in the other realms. It's not. They know it's difficult work, and they're here helping you through it so that you can enjoy this life like you're meant to, like you desire, like we all desire, you know. But some work deprogramming from familial patterns has to be done first. And it's not an easy job, but it's going to be worth it in the end when you get that healthy, loving, reciprocal relationship that gives to you as much as you give to them. Alright. Thanks so much again. I will see you guys next time. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a good rest of your day or night or whatever time it is there, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Oh, my lighter's about to go out. Let's see. Hopefully I can get a little bit of sage to catch so it can burn. Okay. I'm going to do my crown. Just clear that energy so I can connect in my throat chakra. So I can connect to my hands. So I can connect to you guys' intuition. My intuition can connect to you guys' intuition. I can more clearly hear my spirit guides, your spirit guides coming through, without it being clouded from other piles' energy. Okay, and I'm just gonna sage these cards and let that burn. Alright, you guys chose the pile Overcoming Obstacles. And the bottom says you can overcome anything. So right off the bat, if you chose this pile, I'm feeling for you. I feel like you wouldn't have chosen this pile if you're not going through something intense. Sorry, there's just something on my screen and I get it. It's like right in the middle of my face and I just need to get it. Alright. So the picture is very barren to me except for this little bird, and there's some green in the background, but otherwise you see there's like, it's just all brown, and there's a sword in the middle of that rock. And I like The Sword in the Stone. I used to love that movie when I was little. I haven't watched it in forever. But it's like, isn't the premise like the sword was impossible? It was thought impossible to remove, and then this young little boy is the one to the least likely to remove it, is the one that achieved that like impossible feat. So I feel like that's a message from your guides saying like, it might seem impossible right now, but you're in this path. This obstacle has been put in front of you for a reason, because you're the only one that can overcome it. You're the only one that will be able to serve the expansion of the universe through this experience, through overcoming this obstacle. Even though it might seem impossible at times. And bleak. And pointless. Oh man, I've been going through something, and if I were to hear this, immediately it would piss me off. So I'm so sorry if you're still at the point where like hearing something like that is triggering you and making you feel disempowered and pissed off. I'm just the messenger. You feel however way you need to feel in this moment. Because it's valid. Because you know what? It might be bullshit. It might be stupid. It might be unfair, you know? And you have every right to feel that way. You feel that way. You be angry at whoever you need to be angry with, at the universe, whatever the fuck you need to feel, because I'm feeling like right now it's a feeling of powerlessness, and that's like the worst place to be, man. Powerlessness, it's worse than it's worse than fear. It's worse than embarrassment. It's worse than anger. It's worse than hate. Like, powerlessness is the fucking lowest, darkest place to be. And if you're feeling that way, I am so sorry. And know that you are not alone. I have been there. I am still there sometimes. it's starting to not be a constant, but for a while, for like several months, that was the feeling. That was constantly running through my body, was the feeling of utter and complete powerlessness over everything in my life and my circumstances and anything that happened to me. And it caused me to question. It still sometimes is caused because I'm still running through it. I'm able to distract myself sometimes, but when certain thoughts come up, and it's like it pulls me back into it, and I'm like, and then it pulls me into anger, and it's like, why the fuck am I doing this shit? What is all this shit for? Like, I just feel like sometimes it was a feeling of like being like a pawn, or like a puppet. Yeah, it's not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling. So if you're feeling that, I'm so sorry. My heart really does go out to you, because I can relate, man. Heavily. So and when I go through, I love Ram Dass, but when I go through my YouTube, like looking for something inspirational to watch, and one comes up that says everything is perfect, I'm like, fuck you. No, it's not. No, it is not perfect. Like, I can't, like, it might be somewhere down the line, I might be able to be like, look at it that way and it not trigger me, but right now, no. Like, that angers me. But I feel like your spirit guides, your ancestors, they're not the ones putting you through this. They want you to know they're here to help you and to take some of this pain and carry some of this weight with you. That you're not alone, that they're feeling it with you too. The feelings that you're feeling, your perspective, like, they're in it with you. Even though they can have a more objective perspective about it and not be totally like immersed in it like us, like identifying with it, because this is me. This is separate than me. These separate things than me are constantly pushing me down, giving me more bullshit once I get over one thing. They want you to know, like, they are here supporting you and protecting you and helping as much as they are able to help you move through these feelings and this time, this situation, because it says you can overcome anything at the bottom. So I know it probably does not feel like that right now. So that's what I'm getting from that. An aside, I love Ganesha. I just love elephants. I have like a little collection of them, but I have a tattoo of like an outline of Ganesha You can't really see it. And Ganesha is the Hindu god of overcoming obstacles. So it's a fun little thing I thought I'd share. All right, let's get into your tarot. What deck do I want to use? The devil right off the bat comes out. Well, this is a long reading. I am so sorry, guys. I had been good. My last couple were, I feel like, not as wordy and a little more concise and to the point, but I guess Spirit just has a lot to say in these. Alright, these two came out. So, 8 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles reversed. Alright, 2 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I feel like you're feeling stuck in a situation, in some kind of situation, and you feel trapped in your mind, and you're running over and over and over. It's like a hamster wheel, and no matter how much you think about it, you can't come up with a solution as to how to get out of it or, transform your situation. The devil, that could be any kind of addiction. It doesn't have to be. It can be just bad habits. Could be lust, shame, anything surrounding sexuality. Could be a destructive thought process, mental pattern that is keeping you stuck, and you don't know how to change it, and it causes then maybe you to self-sabotage or self-destruct, and maybe indulge in vices that just kind of keep the cycle going. Whatever those may be. And it's causing you to have a hard time with balancing the different areas of your life. And just kind of feeling chaos everywhere, in every maybe relationship, your job, your home life, your friends. You know, you don't feel like you have a good balance. You feel very scattered, and like you just can't get a handle on it. You can't get a grip on it, and you have no way to know how to fix this. There's no solution you can see. And with the Three of Materials reversed, yeah, you're so wrapped up in these things that you can't control, right, in your life, and spinning your wheels trying to find you know, focusing on the fact that there is no solution, right? Like, you're just thinking of things that there is no possible way they'll work, but for some reason you keep going back to them when the solution might be right in front of your face. But you're just not aware it's available to you. The Three of Materials, Three of Pentacles is all about making, to me, it's like it's a very like sexual card. It's about the merging, to me, of body, mind, spirit. Into the physical, right? It's about the synergy of it. It's about the mystical of the spiritual and intuition becoming aware of that within the body, and being able to follow that to create. I have never explained this card like that. That is not coming from me. It is coming from the ether. It is coming from my guides and your guides. So hopefully it relates. I really feel like it's a call to, I don't ever like to give the advice to meditate. because I don't meditate. I try. I am shit at meditating. Okay, every now and then I do like the guided meditations, like I'll listen to on my phone, with my headphones in. I'll do like a guided like hypnosis session. But I don't do it consistently. I don't do it regularly. Sorry. But I really feel like this is a call from your guides to start meditating. And it doesn't have to look a certain way. I get caught up in it because I'm like, I'm not doing it right, and I just can't shut off my thoughts. I'm super ADD. I can't shut off my thoughts. So for me, my meditation, the form of meditation that works best for me is yoga, because I'm able to be in my body and focused on my breath, and that keeps me from that thinking about what my body movements and someone guiding me with my breath keeps my mind focused on that, and in flow state with that, which is what meditation is. So, and I don't do that as much as I should, but that really does help me. Now I feel like that's going to help you connect to your intuition and help you think outside the box when it comes to a solution for how to move out of this space or feeling of helplessness or powerlessness that you find yourself in. And that you keep going back to, the cycle that you keep running. Alright, let's get some more cards. I don't know if you guys can pick, if my computer can pick up the sound of, but my cat is snoring really loud. Okay. The Hanged Man reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Bottom of the deck. The Wheel reversed. Alright, yeah. So this cycle that you're stuck in, that you keep replaying, that you're not changing, or even when you know it's time to change, or you feel the need to change, it's keeping you from what you're destined to do. It's keeping you stalled. It's keeping you from moving forward on the path that you're meant to be on. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong. You're learning, but it's stalling. It's stalling your growth. It's stalling forward progression for your life. It's the longer you're in this, you keep yourself trapped in this. Did I share about the Eight of Swords? Right, she's got in the Rider-Waite, she's got the swords all around her, and she's blindfolded, but there's actually nothing holding her in. She just thinks there's something holding her in because she's blindfolded. So it's really her mind that's keeping her trapped. There is no closed cage around her. She just thinks there is, right? Because she maybe was told that. And her vision doesn't allow her to see any different. I mean, it's kind of like, no, I'm not going to compare it to that, never mind. But at the end of the day, she is the one who has the power to, she has all the power in her hands to move forward and to not stay stuck like she thinks she is. She just can't see the solution. So merging your spiritual with your mind, body, spirit, bringing them down into your body, connecting with your root chakra and your sacral chakra. Instead of denying or avoiding looking at your impurities or flaws or imperfections or the uncleanliness of sexual desire that we're so often taught as in society in general, especially women, to suppress and deny and see it as sinful or wrong, or something to be ashamed about, something to be overcome or fixed. Looking at that stuff is it's going to free you. And to look at that, you might have to be willing to sacrifice your self-perception or self-concept. How you look at yourself. Or who you conceptualize as the way you see yourself, of who you are, who you think you are. You might have to be willing to sacrifice that in order to look at these things. And I think that's being avoided, and that's what's keeping you in this self-imposed prison of your mind. Yeah, and the Ace of Cups reversed. It's what's keeping you from feeling like you deserve love. Or are worthy of love. Or what's keeping you from attracting a partner that wants to reciprocate all the love you are trying to give them. And this Eight of Pentacles reverse. It's what's keeping you from keeping you from letting your consciousness flow towards that which you want to create and build. It's holding your consciousness here in this loop. Stuck. Instead of letting it go in the direction of creating something purposeful and fulfilling and meaningful to you. Keeping you from your destiny. Keeping you from what's already yours, you know. Alright, let's get a few more. I know I've kept you guys for so long. This is such a long, good card reading. I'm sorry. I know there's space in my readings, but goddamn, I try not to do this, but today it is what it is. Okay. The Lovers reversed. Four of Wands. Seven of Wands. King of Cups. It's on the bottom. The Wheel of Fortune again, but this time it's upright. So you're on the path to transmuting this. You know, you're overcoming it. You just have to realize your power and your worth. And that comes with all of you, not denying parts of you. Like, this is part of your power too. This is just as worthy of love as what society deems as good and lovable. Sexuality is not evil. Okay, the Lovers reversed. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's that loop that you're stuck in. That you have blinders on. Only thinking of things that won't work is keeping you in this space where you're not able to see solutions because you're not accepting where you are. You have to accept where you are in order for your perception to be able to pick up on ways to move out of it or through it, right? You know, society has done that to us. Society has done that to I mean to all of us, but I'm speaking as a woman. I'm speaking right now to that experience. Society has like put blinders on all of us and brainwashed us into thinking that if we aren't this way or that way, that we are not worthy of love. That we, and so you know what happens then? We internalize it and we don't, without even realizing it, and we grow up hating ourselves because it was what somebody else fucking brainwashed us with. Like, well, whose standards of beauty is this? Whose standards of good and bad is this? Like, why? You have to just question the agenda. But anyways, sorry, I got off on a tangent again. Yeah, it's keeping you just like the Ace of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers reversed. It's you staying in that space of feeling trapped, like there's no way out, and refusing to acknowledge any possibility of an escape is what's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you from what you want and what wants you and what you desire and deserve. Yeah, love, passion. And as soon as you move through that, there's celebration on the other side. You know, there's passion, love, acceptance, beauty on the other side. On the other side of this. On the other side of this Seven of Wands, where she just feels exhausted, alone, like she's the only one holding up. The only way she's going to survive if she keeps holding these things back. And she's tired and she can't do it and she's ready to give up. But she has the King of Cups, you know, that energy, embodying that through this time. For yourself, giving that love to yourself that you have so much of, and you want to, share with others. When this Ace of Cups reversed and the Lovers, that you want to share with others, give that to yourself. And that's where your strength in overcoming these periods of darkness and powerlessness and helplessness are going to matter. It's what's going to get you through it. And on the other side of it, going through it, accepting things for what they are, maybe forgiving yourself, is gonna lead you to the path, gonna put you on the path to your destiny, to what's meant for you to be yours. All the love that you can have it all. You don't have to a love that you don't have to deny any parts of yourself, that you don't have to hide or feel like you have to put an aspect of yourself away, in order to be accepted. And that's causing a part of you to feel like it's, you're fighting yourself, like an internal struggle. You're gonna find a love that is aligned with you, that you don't have to do that anymore. Yeah. Okay, pile 3. That was a super long reading. Thanks for sticking with me. If you listened to it all, I really, really hope you got something out of it, and I hope it wasn't confusing. I, at the very least, hope it brought you a little bit of hope and clarity, hope, peace. Just like, at the very least, like a gentle just knowing, like, it's all gonna be okay. Like, my spirits are with me. I can overcome this. Like, I'm going to overcome this. I just know that you have all the tools within yourself, and your spirit guides outside of yourself assisting you, and giving you signs and hints here and there. So, without anything else, I think, alright, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. It was really a pleasure reading your cards. if you do resonate with my energy and would like a personal reading from me, you can reach me at my email. It's mirroreddreamstarot. No spaces, no dots, no anything. Mirrored with an ED, mirroreddreamstarot@gmail.com. It's actually in the description below. So, yeah. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, wherever you are in the world, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you so much for joining me. Reading tarot is a passion, and I love when I read for people and I can tell it resonates with them and they feel a little more sure of the decisions they're making and the path that they're on, and confident and secure in what the universe has in store for them, or what they're doing, what they're meant to do. So anyways, it's a joy. I love you guys. Thank you so much again, and I hope that I didn't run you off with my super long reading and tangents, and that you'll join me again. So thank you so much.